Toyota has finally pulled the trigger. The most indestructible truck in history, the Hilux, is officially going electric. It looks aggressive. It keeps the classic design, but there is one number on the spec sheet that is absolutely polarizing the truck community. 160 miles. That is the confirmed figure. For many of you, that sounds like a joke. A Tesla Cybertruck promises double that. A Silverado EV promises triple. But before you type an angry comment, you need to understand Toyota's actual plan. Because when you look at the battery technology under the floor, you realize this low range wasn't an accident. It was a calculated engineering choice to save the truck's most important feature. Let's look at the hardware. Toyota is using a battery pack similar to the one in their BZ4X SUV. It's roughly 71 kilowatt hours. In the EV world, that is considered small, especially for a vehicle with the aerodynamics of a brick. So why did they do it? Why not put in a massive 200 kilowatt hour slab like the American trucks do? It comes down to one word: payload. Here's the physics problem. Every truck has a GVWR, that is the maximum legal weight of the truck plus everything in it. Batteries are incredibly heavy. If Toyota installed a massive battery for 400 miles of range, the truck itself would weigh too much. You would be left with almost no legal capacity to carry cargo. You would have a long-range truck that can't carry a load of bricks. Toyota chose the opposite path. They kept the battery light. This preserves the payload capacity at a proper 1,000 kilograms. They prioritized work over travel. But there's a secondary benefit to this small battery that nobody's mentioning, and for fleet managers, this specific detail is going to save them a fortune. Time is money. A smaller battery charges much faster. You don't need to sit at a charger for an hour. If you're using a DC fast charger, you can likely top this truck up during a lunch break. This brings us to the intended buyer. This is not a lifestyle truck for camping in national parks. This is a fleet vehicle. Think about open-pit mines in Australia. Think about port authorities in Thailand. These trucks drive short, predictable loops all day long. They never leave the site. For them, 160 miles is more than enough. They want a truck that costs pennies to run and doesn't break. However, Toyota isn't alone. The pressure is on. Isuzu is also launching an electric D-Max. The mid-size electric truck war is officially starting. But the Hilux has one advantage that isn't on the spec sheet. It's something the competition can't simply copy. That advantage is the chassis. This isn't a new, unproven experiment. It is a Hilux. It shares the vast majority of its parts with the diesel version you already know. That means spare parts are everywhere. Bumpers, suspension, body panels, they're all standard. If you break a control arm on a remote job site, you can fix it. You don't need to wait 6 months for a specialized EV part from a boutique manufacturer. Toyota knows their customer. They aren't trying to impress the tech blogs. They're building a tool for people who work. So here's the verdict. If you want a road trip EV, buy a Rivian or a Ford Lightning. But if you need a work truck that costs pennies to run, the electric Hilux might be the smartest buy of the year. Now, I want to hear from you. Does the small battery make sense for a work truck, or is 160 miles simply too low for 2025? Put your thoughts in the comments below, and make sure to hit subscribe to see how this stacks up against the diesel version next week.